Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. So, we've got this picture up that I did while I was actually sat in the woods. If you go down in the woods today, you might see me sat in the woods painting. So I'm going to use this painting as my colours because they were mixed on site. So I know these colours are right. Yes, I know they're right. So I'm going to put this painting over here. I'm just going to use the colours. And then I've been sketching away on this bit of paper, and I like this idea. I've got another idea actually over here that I like as well. But I'm just sketching ideas. I like this little idea, just like the light hitting the side of a tree. Simple idea, but aren't simple ideas the best ideas? Yes, they are, because I said so. Yeah. God, I'm feeling great today. Feeling like I'm going to be painting, that's why. Because when I get ready for a painting, I get excited. Get excited because I'm going to be painting. And you want to be feeling like that because it is exciting. It is very, very exciting. Because if you're like me and you've always dreamed of painting in oils, because that's the dream of it. I used to see people out there painting and I'd be like, God, they're so lucky. They're so lucky. I don't know. It must be amazing to be able to get a canvas and do a painting. I used to think they were magic. But let's face it, they're not as good as me. So I hope these colours are not... so I'm using the palette I previously used. I was thinking, I hope the colours haven't diminished on me. I hope they're still soft. They are still a bit soft. I cling filmed my palette, hoping that it would be enough. So, what are we going to do first? Well, looking at both, so I'll stick with my little picture. I'm going to be a bit slapdash, got to admit. This is going to be quite a slapdash kind of motion. There's a bit of red in that. It's quite brown now. Problem is when you put red and green it goes brown. So I want it to be dark here. This has got to be dark. Yeah. So we just put it in. We put it in. I might put a... I don't know where my blue tack has gone. I've got some blue tack somewhere. Who knows where? Who knows where? So what I'll do is I'll be a bit sneaky and put some tape about there. Just help this stop moving a little bit. Enjoying your painting, yes. Enjoy it while you can. We want to enjoy it while we can, while we've got the paints and we've got the ambition, we've got the desire, and we want to enjoy it. Use that fire in your belly that you know makes you think, oh, I want to do a painting. Bit of green here, a bit of green there. So it's a similar start to the last one, really. Throwing a bit of red, look. Bit of red here, bit of red there. This is going to be a bit different. because we're going to have some light brown. See, I'm seeing that as a tree now already. I might change this a bit. I see that as a tree. So you can imagine you can imagine it, can't you? You can imagine the tree growing out there, branches there. I can see it. Branches here and there. Put away anything you don't want. Doesn't that look good? Yes. Yeah. We might leave that, we might not. We change as we paint. We develop as we go. We get to use a messy palette. And we just go, I want it to be a bit greener, get some green. I want it to be a bit yellower, get some of this yellow. I want it to be bluer, get blue. I want it to be browner, get brown. I want it to be redder, get red. But be aware that when you put red in the green, it goes brown as well. Whew. So there's a lot to think about, isn't there? We're going to think about light as well. What light do we want going through here? Do we want any? Do we want it to be dark? If we have it dark, it will mean that the stuff that's light in front of it will be able to be seen, because you got to think about that. That's important. Light and dark. If you don't have dark, you can't show light. If you don't have light, you can't show dark. If you don't have cool, you don't have warm. If you don't have any milk in your tea, it won't be white, it will be a black tea. It's got nothing to do with painting, it's just a fact. So we have to think about that. Yeah, I'm in one of those moods today. I'm really fired up for painting, and when I get fired up for painting, I get fired up for saying amazing monologues. It's good to have fun when you're painting though, isn't it? And I always imagine when I'm in the zone and I'm painting like this, I imagine that I'm great, the greatest, really, really great at painting, and really, really building my mental self up to the point where there's no stopping me. Because what stops you from doing something you enjoy? Sometimes it's your mind saying, you can't do this, you're not good enough to do this. And you don't want that part of your mind saying things like that. You want it to be, I can do it, I'm good at this, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm going to take over the world with my paintings. Too much? See that bit of light now? A bit of light. Could it be grass? I'm not sure. Maybe there's some leaves on the ground. Maybe we'll put some leaves on there. Maybe some soil or something. I don't know. Just changing it a bit. Can I change it? Add a bit of colour. Maybe. Quite like it. Let's get some more. You know me, I'm a sucker for that little bit of light coming through. And I'm looking at the painting, I'm like, ooh, you know what? Let's give a brush a wipe. We can just sort of sit back, have a look, think about where we want that light to poke out. We want that light to poke out somewhere. Getting the old blue on the brush. I'm going to give my brush a wipe. You didn't miss anything. Oops. I've got paint all over my leg now. Typical. Right, get some blue. Get some white. Blue and white. It's just ultramarine blue and white. Mixed together like that. Easy peasy, isn't it? Easy peasy. You could do this one. If you've never painted before, you could do this. And you can, you know. So let's get some light. I want some light. Maybe there's a bit going. I like it when you can. I just really like it when you can see through. It just really boggled my mind when I first did it. I was like, whoa, that's just it's just an amazing thing, and I've never seen anyone do it before, because of course I'm the only one that's ever worked this out. Because I'm an absolute genius. I mean, yeah. Well, the reason I always put this in now is because I was sat in a wooded area like this on the edge of a forest, and I was sat there painting, and I think the reason it always sticks in my mind, this sort of light that glances through the trees. Of course, I'm joking that no one else has seen this before. I'm sure there's been plenty of madmen sat in the forest like me painting. There was hundreds of them. Well, anyway, there I was. There was a tree. The light was like this, and there was a branch that went something like this. And there I was, studying this tree. Let's paint it in, actually. Paint it in, I quite like that. We started a tree, we might as well paint it in now. There it was, stood like that thick one. And I was sat here against another quite big tree, and I was like, oh god, look at the way the light's sort of bouncing in there. And then I just had this realisation. It's like, I had a lot of mosquitoes around. And then I had another realisation. There's a heck of a lot of mosquitoes on my arm. So I got up and I legged it, and I ran out of there. There was the amount of mosquitoes, I've never seen that many before. It was incredible. It was mosquito heaven, and I was on the menu, so I had to leg it. So I packed my stuff up and ran. I never looked back. Yeah, there's a lot of these sort of trees in it. See, there's nothing wrong with using your memory when you're painting, because especially if you've been out painting and using it, because then it adds that extra touch of individuality, because I don't think anyone else has sat under that tree and painted that spot that I was in. And that's something original, isn't it? It's something only I've done. And I think a lot of us, when we're painting, we try to conform in and do things that we think people will like, or maybe you're trying to make money with your paintings and you think, I'll paint what sells, but painting something with your own unique individuality like that, a memory, just adds some more to the enjoyment of painting, and you're not sort of thinking about, is it going to sell? Is this painting going to sell? I tend to not worry about that anymore. I mean, I have got a day job, so if this was my only source of income to sell paintings, that would be a real worry for me. It would be a real worry, because then I would be really, I need to paint stuff. I need to paint everybody's pets. Because that's what I find for myself. If I want to sell paintings, I've done it in the past where I've been totally skint, and luckily I could paint dogs, and I did it because I needed the money to pay my bills. So I really like painting trees. As much as I do like dogs, and I like dogs as pets, painting portraits, it's just not really, I don't really enjoy it. It's a challenge, and sometimes there is a hint of enjoyment. But it doesn't get carried away though. So I need something for leaves. We want to stay quite dark still, so I'm just going to put a little bit of these yellows and this green and get something. It's not bad. It's going to, some of it's not going to stay. Talking about dogs, stay on the canvas. It's not going to stay, but there's some of it will, and I'll just sort of just giving it something different, really, aren't we? This background, just giving it something, a bit of depth. I might use a smaller brush, but we'll see, we'll carry on. No, not too bad. So you saw last time I did my strokes pressing, dabbing I should say, maybe. This time I'm touching and I let go, and I touch and I let go. And we're building up something. But we wanted to show, maybe there's a bit of light just singing in there, look. You can see a bit more leaf. Maybe there's some more there. Just throwing in more yellows and stuff. Just sort of sit back, have a look. Yeah? Maybe I'll pour some leaves here. Maybe some sort of coming round the tree like that. Okay. There we go. we'll leave it at that, I think. I don't want to do too much in the background because I want that to stay backwards. So I don't want to do too much, but I do want to see something. Always looking for a clean brush. Preferably one. Uh-oh. There's a couple of brushes that I left on the side, not noticed. And they're like bricks. Oops. Let's have another brush. There we go. Searching out a decent brush. This one might be alright. I'm going to go for it anyway. So I want a greenish brown, so I'm going to use that reference picture, the one that I've previously painted. So we want like the brown to start with, greenish brown to start with. Greenish brown. I'm going to have a tree there. I want this one to be stirred, strong. Kind of reminds me this tree. Reminds me of another tree that I painted actually. In fact, for some reason there was a really old glass bottle there. I won't put that in. I just thought it was weird. I might leave this. Quite like that. It adds depth, doesn't it? And I quite like those colours. So I might leave that. Our biggest tree. Oh no. Don't really want to get rid of that bit. I do like this bit as well. It's got some magic in that. Maybe we can move it to here. Go right in front of this tree right there. That could work. Paint there, get rid of that. We've got this tree here. Up there. Yeah. A bit more green brown. We want a branch going like that. That. And another one there. Not quite. Should be more like there. And this. Wiggle. Give that edge a bit of a wiggle. There we go. Okay, so we've got that. Need to keep this going as well. And then I was going to have some light hitting that tree as well as this tree. But I'm going to use my reference. I'm going to use this reference for these colours. And I want the ground in as well. So let's grab some Naples yellow. I want this drama, the drama of this ground. That warmth there, look, ooh yeah. Throw that in. Like it. Of course, that's a bit dramatic, isn't it? We need to add a bit more shape in this area, really. Using brush strokes, using darkening light and brush strokes. I don't mind the colours mixing like that. It kind of works for me. I need a bit of green though in amongst it. Yellow and green. Yeah, quite like that. This is, it's a bit more exaggerated than, especially more exaggerated than reality, isn't it? Because the reality, the undergrowth was really dark, and it was really the tree that was lit from this side. Of course, this is not reality. And I might like this tree from this side as well. I'm thinking about it. I might add a bit more yellow in there. Sometimes it's quite good just to get a glint of yellow, like pure yellow. But yeah, we've got to imagine there's a tree here as well, and that's casting this darkness. But then we want this bit of yellow ochre. So it's got a yellow ochre. The tree that I previously painted, it's got a yellow ochre in it. So anyway, I'm going to have some light, just going to hit this tree. I'm going to have it hit this bit part of the tree here. And if I use my reference to remind myself on shape, more shape rather than anything, and colour. I'll have the light finish in there, maybe. Maybe it's just hitting that part. And that part, maybe. And there's bits of red in it as well on the reference picture, so we'll put that in as well. Hints of red. I quite like the darkness of it still, so I don't want to go too mad. I'll keep a lot of the dark, as much as I can anyway. Maybe I could, there, sort of there, that's where we'll finish it off there. Keep this really dark here, so we can really bring this one out. Use some of the yellow ochre again, a bit of Naples yellow. There's a branch, full light, full sun here, goes there. course we can lighten this branch a bit more compared to that one. Bit of white in it maybe, bit of red in it here. Maybe we want to paint that hole. Kind of cool, isn't it? This branch coming in this tree trunk. Start looking at these different shapes. And we can put in the roots of the tree there. You get like green on it as well. Greens. Some yellow there. There's a bit of a lump there. Let's have that in there. Why not? So I want to keep some of this dark, of course, as well. Throw in a bit of blue. Maybe there's a sort of a branch that started growing here and then it just sort of died off. Something like that. And we've got the darkness of this coming down here. It's got all kinds of shapes and stuff in on that tree. Quite like it actually. It's got a little bit of drama going around it. Yeah. So that's quite nice. Quite nice. I think I could see like a bit more there, I can imagine. Just doing the back and forth jobby there. I might throw in another branch. Quite like the idea of a branch going behind that one, and that's got some light on it as well. Maybe just to there. Maybe that's the light's going behind there. Okay, quite like that. So, thinking about what's not really sitting right is the ground now. I guess now I've got while I've got the reference picture there, I'm thinking, well, it wasn't as light as this, but it was You see, it's tricky because you want to create something imaginary and your own, but if you have a bit of realism in it, it makes a difference, doesn't it? That's going to cast a lot of darkness there. So what's going wrong is there's not enough dark. Here, this has got too light, so I'm going to go really dark there. Some really dark blue and brown. Yeah, that's better. That's definitely better. More okay. I actually quite like that. It's actually coming more now. A bit of green in this, I think. Get a bit of that green there. Right there. Yeah. So I'm quite liking this, actually. Just sort of sit back, have a look at your painting, think about what you want to do, or what you want to change. If there is anything you want to change, I think maybe this is a little bit less, there's no brush strokes there, and I'd rather have some really in that dark strip. Not too fussed about the background not having any, because that sort of mists away in a way, didn't it? Yeah, quite like that. I'm just going to grab some yellow on my brush like this. A bit of green, a bit of yellow. Green and yellow, I just pulled in, nothing special. I'm going to put some leaves on in front there maybe. Imagine there's a few branches and leaves there. And go a little bit darker, bit of the green in with a bit of the brown. Maybe get a little bit of the yellow ochre for a little bit lighter. Let's just sit back, have a look. Yeah, I kind of want to now put a few leaves coming this way. Something that way. And that kind of, get a bit of a point to this tree. Yeah. I think something missing. Maybe a few branches, smaller ones. do a lighter one, a light branch going across here. Coming from there. Could do that, do whatever you like, can't you? You can get a real nice bit of light hitting it. You get these branches all over. While I'm using this brush, I can put a few leaves on that. See how that comes out in front of there? Maybe I could have a couple there as well. But yeah, you can play with this. Really go for it. Have it the way you want it to be. The way you would like it to look. Not how anyone else wants it to look, how you want it to look. Put your leaves in however you like. So I might have a few, I quite like putting these in. It just gives it an idea that there's some stuff growing up there. Wherever you want. They show up well in front of the dark area like that. Okay. So, you can keep going and maybe you can go forward into here and maybe there's some stuff growing in front of this. You can go another level this way. Well, yeah, just imagine the light is not making it there or here. And you can keep coming forward like that. Just sort of adds another level. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. It's a nice bit of fun. I can imagine all sorts growing in here. I mean, living in here, I should say. Maybe there's a couple of blackbirds back here. A bit funny. I used to see him sat on the floor. Seen me and it's getting ready to fly off. I once got one of them dive bombed me once. I saw these blackbirds and then suddenly they started dive bombing me. I was like, what's going on? And I realised they had a baby with it. They weren't very happy that I was there. Because I always think of myself as like, nature loves me, it loves me. But it didn't that day. Nature hated me. Anyway, there's a JB. La-dee-dee. La-dee-dee. Can't get that B on there. Such a lot of paint on here, you see. There we go. It's almost there. There we go. So we've got a bit of an impression here of some light, colour, shape, design. This has got everything. It's going to go in a gallery and it's going to be worth millions. So thanks very much for watching this painting, and or I should say this episode. I know it's been fantastic, and hopefully you enjoyed it and you'll want to watch another one. So I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.